What's up, y'all? I don't know if I'm connected still because I left my computer streaming while I just got here. I just walked in. This is not Capricorn effects today. One of my friends from on WhatsApp hit me up. He has a lover, and first let me do this. Let me do it before I forget it because I said I was gonna play it before I come in. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I just want to chill. Don't go day, drink on with no bitch has. This is what I was supposed to do. I'm spilling cups. This is all spilling cups time. While it's retrograde in Libra, I'm about to give y'all all. This is my song. I work all day and every night. I'm gonna look up the ephemeris right now where the planets are today. Yeah, it should be. Here we go. All right, let me tell y'all where the planets are right now. So I'm gonna spill this cup. We're still in the last minutes of Virgo season. I was supposed to do it before, but I wasn't in the best of spirit because I'm missing my loved ones, and I'm gonna go through it, highs and lows. Chiron is kicking my ass in my fourth house of home, and it really is kicking my ass at home. And I'm just trying the best I can to get through it. And once I do it, and I have a lot of good people helping me. My baby girl is one of my biggest supporters, even though she's ruled by the twin energy. Get off that in a minute. So let me tell y'all where the planets are today. And Hamakala. So today is September 20th, and right now the sun is in Virgo. The moon is in today is Tuesday the 20th. Sun is in Virgo, moon is in Virgo. Mercury, let me roll it down some. Okay, here we go. Mercury is in Cancer. Capricorn should be maybe feeling ill elements right now. Libra. Oh, Mercury is all right. So sun is in Virgo, moon is in Cancer, Mercury is in Libra. Venus is in Virgo. Mars is in Pisces. Oh, Jupiter is in Aries. Saturn is in Aquarius. That's going to be good. This is good. That's good for me because it's helping me dive deep in these emotions that I didn't know because I'm too busy analyzing them. Uranus is in Taurus for the next few more years. And Neptune is in Pisces. And Pluto is in Capricorn. And the North Node is in Taurus, and Lilith is in Cancer, and Chiron is in Aries. So let me give y'all a little understanding of where these energies from. And like I said, a lot of Capricorns, Cancers should be feeling under the weather wherever there's Capricorn right now. Not because the weather changing. People gonna always try and we still have North Node and Taurus. Taurus is still trying to rationalize it while Aquarius energy is trying to show them because remember, clandestine Taurus is North Node in Taurus. Taurus, it represents beauty, history, like the past, the childhood energies. The childhood energies are Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. A little bit of Cancer, not the full degrees of Cancer. I would say up until 8 or 6 to 8 degrees of Cancer. That means childhood things. So imagine Uranus being in Taurus right now, bringing up traumas of the past. Even with history, like time is changing. If you notice, you're getting more people more angry at past times, things that was done to them, or they might respond in a way that it's buried, hidden, because the polar opposite is Scorpio, and Scorpio right now is communicating with Capricorn, and where is it? Where are they communicating that? And Pluto. So they're gonna. And I speaks well with I talk well with when I speak with Scorpios. Me and Scorpios, we be we be talking, man. We be, for some reason they reach that out of me and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So um now this video, when y'all come in, please, I would like you oh wait, it looked like my volume is low. I should have checked to see if my volume, I don't know how my, let me see if I could turn up the microphone because I don't know how this works. YouTube, this is okay, the microphone waves. So maybe let me do this while I'm talking to y'all. I should have checked this before, but I just came in from the store. I didn't think it would connect this fast. So so what y'all been up to out there? You know, hit me up and let me know that y'all when y'all come in the room, hit the like button, you know, give me a like, show me some Liz Oven. Cause you know, like I'm not my best. As y'all see, I'm losing the weight. I haven't been feeling great. So let me check the mic while I'm on the line with y'all. What I'm doing right now is about to cook really fast. I'm about to cook really super fast while I'm talking to y'all. And I'm going, this is Virgo season. My friend asked me, okay, here we go. I see the microphone. Okay, input mic. How you doing, baby? Hi. Ooh. How you doing? Okay, I turned the mic up. Okay, I'm here. So output level, okay. So we there. Let me close. I don't want to touch nothing else and mess it up. So I'm closing that out. All right. Okay, it's there. So my friend asked me about his lover, who's a Virgo, and he's a Taurus. So he wanted to know the negative traits of Taurus energy. So first of all, let me tell y'all what is Taurus. Taurus rules the third. I mean, not Taurus. First, what is Virgo? Virgo is communication. Virgo is it's communication. It's messenger. This is, you heard that sound. Once you catch that sound, that's communication. You can, a clap is a communication. You know what I'm saying? A snap is a communication. So Mercury rules two signs and two house placements, which is the third house, which is ruled by Gemini. They're also mercurial, and also the sixth house, which is ruled by Virgo, which is of health. But they're both Mercury, and I'm telling you what Mercury is for. And it rules two different organs, but together they work together the same if the person had too much Mercury in their system, in their chart. Okay, and I'm not going to act like I know. I really am certain that I know this. Okay. All right. So, uh, the third house represents siblings. The sixth house represents service to others, and this is Mercury, but Mercury for Virgo. And like I said, Mercury is the messenger. Uh, Gemini, which is the third house, represents communication, but it's the incoming communication. Remember, also what people don't always remind y'all is Mercury is is decimating because it breaks down what you say and analyze it to its thing. They could play intelligent a lot of times and clearly don't know a lot of shit most of the time when they act like they're listening carefully because information goes right through them. Like as fast as it comes, it goes. It doesn't mean that they don't remember what you said, but that don't mean they processed it very well either. Okay, because people say, "Oh, they the genius." Listen, just because something is analyzing, don't necessarily make it right all the time. Okay, we all have, um, we all have, we all have handicaps of our archetype. Okay, we all do. And I've noticed around all the Virgos I've been around, my father's a Virgo. Um, I have a lot of Virgos. I have a lot of Virgo transits in my chart. I know a lot of goddamn Virgos. A lot. Some of my Virgo, I know a lot of Virgo Venuses because my Venus is in Pisces. I know it's probably the same friend I'm telling you that's wanting to know about their chart. Okay. Hello. What's up? What? Okay. I'm gonna check it out in a minute, but right now I'm live. It's cool. Later. So yeah, I know I need to be more organized, but imagine Mercury retrograde right now in Libra. Okay, so Mercury right now on the 20th, it's in Libra. And that's people who, and it's how many degrees? Three degrees, 43 Celsius. You're about to come into people who's really short tempered of you, but they're playing their part very well because we're still in Virgo Sun energy. And having said that, once again about Virgo energy, I just want to do this as quick as possible because I want to cook. Okay, so yeah, they're the messengers, they're the travelers. They also represent boundaries and between them and Gemini, boundaries. Gemini represents boundaries and luck, but sometimes and thieves and thieves. Okay, um, and I'll get back to that later. And it says Virgo is the input, Gemini would be the output. And it could be tricksters between both Mercury, because you could get tricked by a sound you hear. You know what I'm saying? They are with Virgo. Remember, Virgo polar opposite is Pisces. And Pisces and Virgo both represent illusion and disillusion when it comes to both energies. So I'm just trying to give y'all a little idea. I'm not doing the Capricorn works yet. I'm doing what is Virgo because it's Virgo season, and this particular friend of mine asked for this particular information, and he's that's why I wrote it down. I think I named it good, bad, ugly, negative, and positive traits of that. And his lover has a Venus in Virgo and is a Virgo sun, and his North Node is in Virgo, and his Mars is in Libra, and his Mars is in Libra. I'm gonna look at it on WhatsApp, but I don't want to give all his because I don't know if he wants me to share that. Okay, and Virgo also represents. Um, Remember, they're also the Virgin and the healer. So when we say virgin, we don't mean virgin like they pure and they can hold out of sex because truth be told, Virgos are very sexual creatures. And then they're very sexual. They ain't gotta do it for love. They could just do it just to escape reality. You know what I'm saying? So um Virgos will have, because they are always so analytical, they what you mean? Okay, let me see what he said. Okay, so yeah, when they feel you know more than them, let's get down to it. I'm going freestyle this because as long as I'm reading, I'm going to keep, like it's going to make me travel off to get to you what I know and I feel that y'all need to know right now. Okay, on the lighter note, Virgos are helpful of assisting, but don't get it twisted. The assistance is not necessarily for you, is so they can feel like they're doing practices of assisting people. You know what I'm saying? It's like they feel like the world's a fucked up place. What good would it be if we all help each other? But on a negative note, imagine them helping and assisting you to manipulate you to get what they need out of you. Okay, that's on both sides of the plane because remember, like I said, their polar opposite is Pisces, and Pisces represent at the end of the day, the 12th house represents your own undoings. Things that you can make yourself believe that's happening that's not really not. But then if you manifest it enough, it'll happen. That's the energy of Mercury too. Mercury can do this. Virgo was the other sign that I was supposed to add into the thing that says they can be the healer. They can also be the healers. It was one sign that I said I forgot. Mercurial signs can be also a healer, but imagine them doing it in a way. While I'm doing this, I'm gonna start cleaning my ribs. Doing it in a way that got my gloves on. Doing it in a way that makes you codependent or vice versa. Like they sometimes with when you get any form of service done from a Virgo, you have to understand, and also with Pisces, you have to think about, is it coming from being genuine, or is it coming from low key mind control? Because if they don't need you, They tend to play the ghosting game. Okay, they'll play the ghosting game at first, blah blah blah. Um, he asked me, he said, give him all the bottom of the beans when the beans is cooked. He said, give him all the thick sauce from the bottom of the pot, and I'm giving it to you today. And it's gonna sound like gossip because it's gonna sound like gossip. I'm not here to apologize for nothing. I'm not here to please nobody. I'm not here to hurt anyone either. You know what I'm saying? But I always talk. My Mercury is brutal. Aqua Moon, I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? Cap Sun all day. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. And I come from a place of love all the time. And because of my Leo Loft knows, sometimes Leo energy can sometimes make it look like we being, scandalous and shit like that. Like we creating some shit, but it be the other person, because they mirroring our negative dark side. So imagine this with Virgo. So Virgo is a cerebral sign. They're always a thinkers, just like Gemini. Like I said, but the difference is Virgo would be the sign that receives the information, and Gemini can give it out. So imagine somebody taking in information, but then they can twist it and manipulate it. It's almost like when people write spiritual books for enlightenment. Really and truly, they can bend and shape the words to any will they want, and they're trying to help, but low key, subconsciously, it's being useful if only you're useful. They assist people, believe me, but it's only their particular assisting of people. Sometimes they usually, what I've noticed, the people they help is always the people that's helping them. They'll act like they're so independent, and I'm talking about the for you, Shopper, for those I know, they're ooh, Sunset say it, bring it. He said, work it, JT. I hear them here, work it, JT, work it. They can be big serial killers. Be careful of the temperament because their revenge is swift. They can be also sexual predators. If you look it up, you can look it up. Look these things up because I'm not making them up. Them yeah, they can be very big on sexual predatorial things, and they can well know what they are doing. And once again, I said my daddy he has a lot of Virgo placements. And they love making out. Love making out. They love escaping reality. They like playing victim. And when I say playing victim, if you are the kind of person who let's just say y'all all work with the same people. This is for Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, Mercury, and Mars. I can't say the Jupiter yet because I don't know what placement that would be in, but I'm telling you the actions, the movement of how they move. Let's just say you're working with a Virgo and y'all working in the same field, and you are a Leo, because Leos are when they're doing their thing, it's not just about being perfect, because Virgo rules perfectionism, but that's only after a bunch of trial and error. And their perfection is only the illusion of what perfection looks. Because when you open it, remember, because Mercury is breaking things down. When you look at it up close, it's not really completely detail oriented. It only seems that way. It only appears. That's why I said they can switch it and then end up having the Judas complex, because it's like somebody, like I said, who has their own interpersonal flaws, and they're very on the negative side. They can be very helpful, but they're only helping you so they can feel like they one up you later on. And this is only the negative traits. They stay in mix up. They'll tell one friend, like I said, you'll work with y'all. Let's just say y'all co-workers. Y'all all will work with one friend. Y'all can work with a friend. All of y'all can have a friend, and they'll tell you, "Oh, this person's so cool. Don't worry. We all supposed to stick together. We're family here. This job is like a family." And then when the person leaves, they'll be like, "Look, I don't fuck with that person." You know what I'm saying? That's how they are. They, like I said, up close it'll be one way, but behind your back it'll be different because you're not sure. So it'll be like, I don't really fuck with that person. For all I know, this person could be trying to rob me and like whatever they say. And then no telling when you leave the group and the other friends is there, what was said either. You get what I'm saying? Because they keep division for control. It's like I've been through this also with the Pisces. Like this is something I know for a fact they do. They good for playing helpless too. Like it's certain things they could do. Them both Mercuries, them and Gemini, both Mercuries are good at playing victim cards. But the difference is that this particular Mercury, which is Virgo, it has over Gemini, is that they're more organized and they're more consistent. Gemini consistent than Gemini's Mercury. Because Gemini's is all over the place. Naturally, they're all over the place. They're a fast moving planet. They have fun. All right. They can be what I would say Virgos bring to the plate is what they bring to us as people. What they do for Capricorns is Capricorn tells them even more brutal truth. Like the Virgos, people will say Virgos give you brutal honesty, but Capricorns give you more brutal honesty. Virgos understand that communication is everything and that you capture more. So they say you catch more bees with honey, but that era is about to change. We're about to evolve in real being the end all, begin, be all, end all. We're still in a phase of we don't know how to really tell somebody something because they don't know how to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? We're still in that era. That's why we're going through what we're going through now when everything's coming to the surface and we're communicating and we're doing X, Y, and Z. And Virgos, like I said, Virgos and Mercury burns out fast. Don't let nobody make you think Mars and Virgo is a terrible fucking, one of the terrible fucking placements because they burn out quick. Imagine giving somebody who's always analytical so much work. They're going to have a nervous breakdown quick. It ain't even going to take a long time. They cannot sustain real hard working jobs. And I mean jobs unless they have placements in Taurus and because you need focus. They can focus on the job. Like they can engineer the job. Put it like that. They could be the architect to the job. But give them too much work, it'll be like a computer slowing down. Like the computer is start buffering because that's Mercury. Mercury and Uranus operates like a computer. Even though Virgos are an earth sign. Okay, they are like a computer when the cache and the actual storage is getting full. Because I'm not supposed to say that part. All right, so when they cache get full, it buffers, and sometimes it can come back. Communication get twisted. Sometimes for control, or sometimes they just using it for their own device for whatever reason that they're using it for. But their secret, they can be very helpful. They can be the cheerleader. Remember, Mercury are the awesomest cheerleader. I would like to say Mercury. I would like to say the best cheerleaders of the zodiac signs are cheerleaders: Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius. They're the best cheerleaders of others. And so is Cancer, complemented by Cancer. Okay? But you still have to be careful of sometimes they have the turnaround syndrome. The turnaround syndrome is, I wrote it down. The turncoat syndrome. All right. You can have this is one thing I'm gonna tell y'all. Virgos will tell you that don't worry, I'm here to help you. They could tell you this, and mind you, that you could believe that you're their fucking friend to the fucking T. All right. They'll tell you they helping you. Don't worry, we gonna get to this. But when you leave, they'll be like, I wasn't gonna do shit for that motherfucker. They'll figure it out later. But let that person come to their face and tell them, nigga, I found out you was lying. I heard you was telling me X, Y, Z, and you was just blowing up steam up my ass. They gonna go, I didn't say that. That person lying. When you get them all in that same motherfucking room, that motherfucker going back down. Now they try to act like they tough, but they're not motherfucking tough because they care about. They can be tough. I'm not saying that they can't be tough, but they do like when you show them who they are, because like I said, my mama, Aquarius moon, Aries sun. My father tried to hit that ass. That nigga knew to scream, and or he can, like in the cartoons, you see them swim up and they go. That nigga knew. I'm just telling you how I could give y'all some cool ass stories on this energy, because they're fun, they're adventurous, they love escaping, they love being social when they want to. They give cool gifts, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times they give cool gifts for people who they care for. And if they your friend, they give cool gifts. Some of them. But they're very greedy. I could say they're very greedy. Both Mercuries are very greedy. This is how I could show you how manipulation is with them. And I said this before in one of my other videos, but it was pertaining to a different relationship. But I do believe with everything in me, this started from, because we're working backwards from the age of Pisces, that this energy came from Pisces and Virgo energy, between the both of them, the polar opposites of when they ask you, do you want some of their stuff? And then if you say no, and you tell them no, thank you, because I'm waiting on my stuff, okay? And you'll say, oh, they'll tell you, okay, suit yourself. I'm just telling you, I've seen this more than once. They will tell you when they see you with your stuff, or they'll keep it in and won't tell you, like I said, because they'll wait to a time to create what I call a turncoat moment of, they'll be watching what you have. They'll watch what you have and go, you didn't even offer me none, because it's the thought that counts. But if you're not in a position and you don't feel like you want to share, that should also be, okay in life. But they'll take that. They tell you what they think should happen in life, but really and truly, they don't believe half the stuff they talk about. That's why I said it's Mercury. It goes two-sided, because their polar opposite is the fish. And it's both looking at themselves. It's like, this is what I would do. But low key behind closed doors, they do none of that. Be careful of their sexual hunger. They have very enticing sexual hungers. On the dark side, I'm giving you dark and light. So please, when you get a chance, I'm not going to put them in a timestamp, because they have a very, sometimes when they're feeling down, they will want you to treat them like shit of service sexually. And I mean of service. Service. Like the person could do anything they want to them when they feeling, like they are a piece of shit, like they want to be punished. This is a mental thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, sometimes they could play victim. They could want to be punished, or they could want to do that bad thing, but then they'll make it seem like they was being victimized and like they were tricked. Okay, and don't sleep on that. They can make you do that. They can divide friendships. They can do certain stuff. And oh God, they are good for playing neutral when it's something they want. I don't give a fuck when they out for something. They'll play neutral, like, I don't know, in their head. They ain't gonna tell you. They're gonna play very silent and coy while they working on both sides of the fence. Even if your mouth don't say nothing, you're gonna have to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain things, but them, they feel like, why not let time, tell. And it could be well in their face, but they'll make it seem like they were being victimized in that vein when they really clearly wasn't. Because remember, they're so analytical that you would think that they would see that. And of course they did, but it's easy to not see it. So they don't have to look like you can see their true intentions. Okay. They're also good at assisting people. I would say their types of jobs would be anything related to being of service, massages, home health care, because the polar opposite is Pisces, and Pisces is health, and Virgo is health too. But Pisces has it more health, like to the rescue health. You know what I'm saying? They'll be the awesome healer once they reach their part. Now in the sixth house, y'all have tummy issues. Virgos have a lot of tummy issues. What's the word? I wrote it down. IBS. Wherever there's Virgo, whether sun, moon, rising Mercury, or even North Node, your body tells you the truth. Y'all have IBS, which is i- um irritated irritable bowel syndrome, meaning that their tummies is sensitive to a lot of things they eat. Maybe sometimes um um Gemini goes through that because Gemini is Mercury too, and Geminis be having quirky appetites too. They mix crazy foods together too. So that tells me that both energies can have that, but more so Virgo. Virgos can also get to where, like I said, they can be so analytical. People call it critical. It ain't critical. It's how you. If you say you can't, you won't. You know what I'm saying? Your will is just as strong. Like, but I'm not feeling good right now, and I'm telling people I can't. That's because I refuse to really see past the other things. They can see, like I'm telling you, they can see all the end all be all and everything. Like they'll see the complete negative side. They'll try and use your flaws against you. Thank God I'm a Capricorn. Capricorns, you cannot use their flaws on them because you just can't. It won't work. It won't work. They won't give a shit. They'll let you talk. They'll let you laugh. But if they thought they could attack your flaws, they'll low key, make you feel comfortable that is okay and be okay. Make you think it's okay to have these flaws until you piss them the fuck off. And now it's everybody's business. And I'm talking about if it's a secret flaw. Okay. Um, um, home with them. A lot of times they, like I said, they rule health, they rule being clean and stuff like that. But a lot of times it's what they call clean. They don't necessarily mean that it's clean um clean like so sterile clean. It ain't always sterile clean. When they do that, they is what they want you to see. Them and Mercury. Remember, Gemini is the messiest sign to me. They start off making things look neat, but then after a while, when you notice, they're straighten uppers. They're not cleaners. They'll take stuff and move it around, move it around. When you want super sterile clean, you will go to Virgo, if they choose, because not all of them are sterile clean. Don't assume that they are, because some of them are super nasty and carry diseases, and they'll be spreading it and make it seem like you gave it to their ass. Okay, so don't be fooled. Remember, they tricksters. Mercury is trickster. The twin card, I would still say it's both. You know what I'm saying? They can be tricks. Don't be fooled. They claim they never depend on nobody, but a lot of times they'll find somebody who they'll date, or a lot of times they'll make you think that they're completely independent, but truth be told, they'll still be living at their parents' house, driving nice cars, you know what I'm saying, and not giving their parents a real dime, stacking their bread, you know what I'm saying, making everything look good. They do that too. Oh God, yes they do. They if they're in a relationship, and if this is a negative one, they'll have a relationship that their household they control. Okay, they'll control their household. Believe me, I don't give a fuck if whoever the person is. I don't care if it was a gangster wife. If you had a gangster husband or wife, right? If and you dating a Virgo, they're gonna low key make you think. Them in Scorpio, I love. That's why I love my Scorpio energy. They'll make you think that you're running the show, but they are low key working you into a. They're working you. I wouldn't call it a chessboard game. It's it's a way of to where they're shifting a view and building it all around you. And in their mind, they're doing it for your own good, because in their mind, they believe that they know what's best. They can date you if they think you got money, and they'll stay silent and let you. Ooh, dark sided Virgo traits. What's that lady name who had Chris Rock smacked by Will Smith? Jada Pinkett. She has dark Virgo traits. Sometimes they can believe what they. Sometimes the things that they believe, right? Sometimes the things that they introduce to people. Sometimes, sometimes the things that they can introduce to you and you disagree with it. If you know too much, if they feel you know too much, they'll feel like you think you know it all. They'll try and find a way to counter what you said. Like, oh, I thought you said you was doing music and this, that, and the third. So I went and did it, and that wasn't how I'm doing it. Ooh, another thing. I'm telling you, Shabba, get ready, boo. A lot of them, for some of them live this world. Some of them live. And then there's some who don't go nowhere. They just read about it. And I'm talking about the readers, the ones who read about sex, the ones who watch it on videos. Look, go in the room. Go in the room because I'm on the computer. And stay clear. Thank you, boo. Those who read about sex, those who watch a lot of porn, and I'm still talking about the Virgo energy. They would assume that they know something very down packed when it comes sexually, and they'll argue with you, and they don't have the experience. Just because you read something all the time don't mean you have the experience. Like I said, the best doctor is the street doctor, the person who roll their sleeves up and get dirty with it. You know what I'm saying? So, having said that, having said that, you'll come across somebody a lot of times if they don't have the experience, you won't know that they're using you as the experiment. Now, being married to a Virgo, because I've seen plenty of Virgo relationships, they always play victim with their partners. They always make it seem like it's their partner is like they was forced to, um, like they were forced to deal with person. Like I said, they have this. What's the word? I had the word before. I do it with I say Virgo does this too. I mean Pisces does it. They have this it's what's the word? Messiah complex. Like they think I have to save this person because without me they won't make it. But really and truly, they probably hadn't like they probably really and truly them and that person um they like to control their household. They want to run their household the way they want. You will never, like I said, shout outs to Rabina Rastaban, if that's what I'm pronouncing it correctly. She said Rabina said something about them in jail. She said they not meant to go to jail because that's why they always in and out of jail because they not meant to be in jail. And because they not she said I forgot, but she was funny as hell. Shout outs to that lady. She's awesome. Um, she said they not made for jail. That's why they always, try to go in and out of it and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they really not. My brother was in and out of jail before he got it together. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times they be low key closet freaks, and I'm talking about closet freaks, and low key closet freaks because their sexuality is whoa. You know what I'm saying? People say they sometimes they sex be good, but then after a while it feels like they doing the same routine over. Because remember they represent health and healthy routines, but healthy routines after I guess after healthy routines of because they're so analytical. When you're so analytical, sometimes you analyze negative things majority of the time because you're so used to being detail oriented with positive things. The big picture might be a complete negative canvas and it's too much for you. So what you want to do, you tempted by the dark side. And you want to play so you can describe the dark side. When I see a Virgo female, I see someone who tries to um oh, they are copycats. And everything in history repeats itself, but they will copycat your shit and try to make it seem like that. They're the jackers, like I said, and I did my research. They are the thieves. They are the jackers of people identity. They'll jack your identity. All mutable will jack your fucking identity. Okay. They will jack your fucking identity. I ain't gonna lie, I stole before my goddamn life plenty, you know what I'm saying? And I learned from a mutable sign who taught me how to steal to survive. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and they like I said, it's not all bad. In the lighter vein, they can be they can teach us as people what can they bring to us as regular people. I don't want to call nobody human because we eat animals all fucking day. We eat, for those who eat meat every day and and want to be better than the day before, but aspire to do the same things. I would say Virgo bring to the table the effort, because that's what I would say. I would say they're the efforts of mankind when we are trying to be good at those particular times and trying to get there, but we know still damn well we ain't ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? So remember, Leo is the person who you're supposed to follow your heart and come into that energy. And then after, now Virgo is supposed to now imagine them. Like I said, if I would say Virgo is the person who's about to have the sweet 16 and come into their adulthood. And then after, Libra would be the one that's going into their relationships now. Like they ready to get into their partnerships and settle down and select partners. So when I say that, like I said, what they bring to the table is my father prayed on time, no matter what crazy stuff he did. I can't call doing drugs bad because in his mind, he really believed that it was okay to cope with. You know what I'm saying? If somebody feel like it's okay to cope with, well, they came back here to understand who they are and why they were the way they are. And besides, my father North Node ended up being in Pisces. And he was a hell of a spiritual person. He just had vices that he wasn't ready to let go yet. And that's Virgo. A lot of times while they're assisting you, they can have a lot of dark vices. I know at least 3 Virgos, Shabug, at least 3, who goes to those places where they like to get beat and spanked and stuff. They like stuff like that. Sometimes they like, a crazy ass place of getting a butt whipped and spanked because really and truly they like to escape. And they low key like orgies. They all the things that draw you to dark, they want to know because it's like, why? I want to know, even though I know I shouldn't know. And God says no, but yet I want to know. And don't judge me for it. But if they see you do it, they'll tell you no, don't do it. But they'll be low key doing it. They could be a family man, like they could have a house full of children, and they'll be going somewhere like to a low hotel, you know what I'm saying, in a dirty ass nasty hotel, fucking, you know what I'm saying, some other bitch, paying them off and coming back like they the father of the year because they live in dualistic, mutable energy. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta be careful. They um they give white lies like Pisces, and sometimes they white lies it can slip through the cracks and fuck you over like very long time. Like sometimes you can, and why I say that because 12th house rules undoing. So imagine someone with whose whose intentions, they have good intentions, just like we all do. We all have good intentions. When we wake up, we try to be better than we was yesterday, or work a little harder, or reinvent something new for the day, so we can cope. And they try, just like everyone else do. But they'll try and run the pity party to the extreme. They'll go, oh yeah, here we go. Another one. It says love to escape reality. Stay in a relationship that they can control or act subservient. They like to act like they helping you, but believe me, if you give them one, they expect 3. Don't believe the hype of that equality bullshit. They could be greedy and watch your shit. They'll tell you. Like I had a conversation one time. See, I could talk about this now because it don't matter, because he's gone and there's no way, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to lie. My dad, I had an issue with my father not telling people the truth. And then he'll make it seem like the person is doing it to him. But when all he had to do was come out and say it. And that's Virgo, Mercury, and fucking Sun. And, like he has so much. Why lie? You know what I'm saying? To that degree. So he was supposed to, according to one person, he told me personally, he didn't want this person to have his move into his apartment. You know what I'm saying? If anything happened to him. But according to that person made it seem like that they had this discussion with my dad and X, Y, and Z. But I know personally what my dad said. I don't care what he. This is Mercury. This is how they could be tricksters with you in your face up front. And then when the person left, and me and the other person, the other girl, knew about the situation. But when you don't, and they can make it seem like they're actually helping you, and behind your back, they could be stabbing you in the back and twisting a knife. And it's like the point of it is why lie to the person? You don't have to. You can't catch a bee with honey with lying to a motherfucker. Because after a while, when you keep, this is what happens to Mercury when they keep lying to people and playing games with people. Do you not know that you're gonna meet a motherfucker that can snap, lose it, and won't give a fuck just as much as you are? You'll be out there preaching, acting like I did this for the person. But if you did something for a person, don't you should not. If you want to give somebody some help, don't have an expectation of them. Tell them what you want up front. That's how I feel about the Judas complex between Virgo and Pisces. They'll have this Judas complex, like they helping you and hurting your ass behind the scenes at the same time. Because they'll act like they're helping and you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And they may well love you. But it's a characteristic that we all, once we realize it, I think we're supposed to remedy certain things in our life. Like I said, we're supposed to remedy certain things. And that's why my Saturn is in Virgo and it's retrograde. And when I talk to my father and through his ninth house, because his ninth house, his transit, it has Saturn there. So we're talking about amongst ninth houses. And I said, and mind you, they'll argue with you a lot about things that they believe in. Like but they don't want to look bad at not. Like if you knew more than them, they'll be mad that you knew. So what they're going to try and do is they'll try and come back with a vengeance later on with something that you clearly didn't even know that was to be offensive to them. You know what I'm saying? They don't, it's like, this is how it is. And that's the only way it should be in their mind. My dad was like that. My dad, he was cool. Like had I knew who he was, if he wasn't on drugs, like before the drugs, he would have been a cool dad. They could be traveling men too. They could be traveling, the Rolling Stone parents. They could be the traveling Rolling Stone parents. And then they want to still come back to their children and act like wherever they drop their kid, they want that same love, that same memorized love of that when they left their kid, they'll be like, oh, you still love me? My father used to. They always want reassurance of something. Like I'm noticing that because I know I have Mars and Virgo. Like when I do my work, I'll be like, is this good? And they be like, perfect. You know what I'm saying? But to me in my mind, it's not perfect. That's why I'm telling you that Mercury is very unappreciative. But humble, unappreciative, because low key they think about it. They ain't gonna show you up front because they ain't gonna want you to see that side of them in their normal trait. But in their mind, like I said, but like I said, we all in life mean well. But then when you purposely deceiving others, you know what you're doing. We all know what the fuck we doing. And then, like I said, they're good at playing victim. Them and what's the name? They'll be like, oh, they good, or they also good at playing sick. They can psych themselves out into having an ailment that, like, they could be like, yo, I can't breathe. Oh, it's coming on me over time. They eventually develop this illness after pretending that they had it for long. That's why I told it to a lot of them. I say, y'all have to be careful. You and Gemini has to learn this of faking ailments of things because you can manifest it in reality. Whether y'all know it or not, you can. Y'all have that gift because you're Mercury. And Mercury represented the messenger of the gods. So imagine it can backfire. In Virgo, in Gemini's case, it'll affect their children. And in Virgo's case, it'll affect their what's the name, health. Their health of, you'll have, how it will manifest. It'll come out in what you try to save the most. It'll manifest in what you try to, whatever means value it, and through your placement through the transits. But how I personally seen it for Geminis, when Gemini take advantage of what the creators give them, they come out in their children. Like they'll have They'll have the children something, they will have some kind of immobility of some form of, and this is just disclaimer, I'm not saying this is all written in stone because everybody has different chances. We're all here for different lessons. But majority of the time with Mercury, it comes out in the children. Wherever there's Gemini, it'll affect the lungs. Wherever there's Gemini, it affects. Oh, okay. I wrote this down for y'all too, because a lot of people don't do their research with it. Okay. All right. So in this case, it can affect your ears. It can affect your eyes. It can affect your nerve, the right cerebral, the hemisphere, the cerebral sphere, your bronchial tubes, and your ears, your tongue, your navel, your mouth, and your nose. And this is with Virgo and Gemini included. So these will be the things that, apart with other elements we have that we go through right now in this lifetime, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so with the Taurus, we Virgos tend to do excellent in a relationship. It'll still be manipulative because no matter where they go, Virgo is never settled mentally. They never settled. So imagine after a while they're gonna nitpick. You leave a fork in the fucking sink, nigga. They want to cuss you the fuck out. How I know? I got Mars in Virgo. I'm on my daughter. She a Gemini sun, so you know I got to tell her ass every 32 minutes. Sorry, 22 minutes to clean something up. And I know I could be unbearable with my Capricorn sun. I know people could tell you when they walk past my motherfucking door, they hear me yelling because fourth house in Aries. You're going to get me to yell when I tell you that I know I'm not telling you something wrong. But for some reason, when you know something that's good for them, they mad at you for telling them. Because they know, because they really know. And Gemini does that too. You know what I'm saying? You could tell them something that they clearly know. So it tells you that they're smart. It's not like they're dumb. They're far from dumb. They're very smart people. We're all brilliant, everyone, but we all have a handicap. Everyone in this world is brilliant. I don't give a fuck if you are a vegetable laying there, waiting for your time to just, go. Y'all are fucking brilliant. But sometimes what I want to try and tell Virgoians and Mercurials, period, not about everybody here in your ideology to help each other. I think sometimes y'all say that to manipulate people. Everyone here on this earth can be of assistance, but you have to be careful who you assist. Because I'm not trying to nurture my mother freaking enemy to get strong enough to fucking take me down. I'm not doing it. Because that's not what I am engineered for. Analyze that. Who's to say that energy that they acting like, oh, assist everybody, that'd be the motherfucker that stab you and bring you down. What you gonna say is the will of God? You ain't gonna run that bullshit on me. That should have been the thing that God helps those who help themselves, Mr. Churchill. You know what I'm saying? Because I really am a firm believer in God helps those who help themselves. But like I said, sometimes they'll play victim between them and Gemini. They'll be like, I can't do it. I can't. Oh, you don't understand what I'm going through. But yet you'll see them assisting of service to others. And if you could do that for other people, why you couldn't do it for yourself? You know what I'm saying? So once y'all learn to let go of what you believe that is negative in people, because you share the same similar traits. We all share similar traits of negativity. Like we all have our shares. It's like they forget that they do these things because now they're like, you don't know if I do them, so that's why I can assert myself like I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And you would be a prostitute who they could clearly have a video of y'all getting a train ran on a choo-choo. And you'll go, don't believe that video because that video angle, it just looked like that. Oh yeah, they can do that. That's what I mean about the white lies. We could clearly see and know you lying. And you'll be mad that we can clearly see and know, and you get that very angry. And you will want to set revenge. And they will want to be a dignified prostitute. And yes, people do deserve to be treated like people. But in your mind, if you came across somebody like that, you'll be like, you'll understand their walks of life. Because remember, y'all rationalists in your mind. You're like, yeah. Mm-hmm. You're like, y'all vary all of that. But really? Y'all be like, nigga, you ain't me. I get to do that. You know how y'all brain work. I know. That's how y'all brain works. It's like, yeah, and don't judge me for it. And oh, that's a different situation. So yeah, they do that sometimes. As family people, they tend to make their children think that their kids are like, or they'll tend to make people think. I notice Pisces do this too. Taurus do it. They like they don't want. There's four types of Virgos, of Mercurial Virgos. There's the one. Shout outs to Rabina again, because I already knew this, but I just didn't take the time to look into it. And I've been doing my research too. Um, there's four types. There's ones who looking for somebody with the bag, so they don't have to work or nothing, and they'll be assistant to that person, like a family person who will let them be the, who will take care of the household, and that's how they really want it, really and truly. They don't want to have to do nothing. Because like I said, them and Gemini share that in common. They would feel good just exploring the world and enjoying it. But it's not that they are not far from. They are not afraid of work. I'm not saying that they are, and they're not afraid of work. But low key, they try to compete. But they're not a competitive sign. They're an analytical sign. And when you have too much work going on in your mind, what they can do over, like I said, their superpower is the power of being analytical. Rabina said that they have the something. I forgot. She said they are the hot. They said she said that I can't remember. She said hot grits. The woman who threw the grits on Al Green hat, is like tendencies of Virgo, and I'm sure because I've seen some of them do some crazy shit. I knew some who know they fucking sick and they know they sleeping with people and they ain't telling the person, and they'll make the person think that they gave it to them. Or they'll do that to you. Like I said, remember, they're the polar opposite. They can have the Judas complex. They'll act like they're helping you, and you'll be like, how did you give that? Oh, you gave that to me. Oh, yeah. I've been seeing this a lot with their energy through my chart. And it's supposed to show me about my eighth house so I can feel it and ruminate in. So y'all be careful of that. Y'all can be spiteful to that thing. When y'all don't, when y'all want to counsel somebody and give them a payback or something, y'all could do that. Those be the people that do shit like that. Date rape drugs, because they want to know if they want you bad enough, they won't give a fuck if you marry. They'll live double life with your ass until they get caught and then act like, yo, I don't know what happened. Oh yes, they good for that too. But they won't want their husband or wife to do the same thing. They will try and beat your ass. Like I said, the other type is, like I said, they would rather be the rich house husband or wife, and you have the money. But look, even though you'll have the money and shit and have all that money, believe me, they gonna hold on to that bitch and be like, our money. They gonna run that household with that money. They play stupid. They'll let you think you running the show. Believe me. They are very smart for their own good. And when you call them out on it, they be like, "Ooh, you motherfucker." You know what I'm saying? And they ain't going to admit to it either. A lot of them don't have it in them, to be honest, when it comes to that. Because remember, they tell little white lies because they feel like it's to help you deliver you from yourself. So the other type is the person who can be of assistance to people, like the person who will help you, like the Mother Teresa type. And I think Mother Teresa became that way after years of trial and tribulations, and she just decided to let go of all the worldly things, and that's how the polar opposite of Virgo is through the other side, which is Pisces. When Pisces start to let go of everything that don't make no goddamn sense, that have y'all brains rambling, that have Gemini and Virgo brains talking and being analytical and always wanting to be of service and of assistance, and you let all the worldly things go, y'all can be the most healing presence ever. And I mean healing. Apart from Leo and everybody, all the other signs that I've mentioned before prior, y'all can be of assistance and healing as long as your intentions is not it. If not, you're gonna have to play the Judas complex and act like you're being attacked, because they good for that. They'll make it seem like low key behind the scenes they was trying to create something that backfired, whatever it was, because there's a lot of ways of how they play in their head. They play in their head. of things because they understand illusion. They understand Virgo, understand illusion, and Pisces definitely understand illusion. Gemini definitely they're great at making you see things that you thought you saw, but you'd be like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? So as a good friend, when they like you, you're one of their own. But if they like two people and the other person who, if they trying to get back at you, like if they like both of y'all, but if they mad at the other person, they're gonna low key turn they back on you with that person. And what they'll also do, if you provided anything for them, let's just say house, cars, anything good, anything nice, and you still taking care of them and they still live in your house, because I noticed that other Mercury do this, Gemini too, they could be living in your house and they'll be two-faced to you and still expect to stay up in your fucking crib. They will do that. Virgo do it. Gemini do it. And we're talking about the negative side. We ain't get to the dark sides, we ain't get to that. I don't want to even make it about that right now. I just want to make it about dating them. Dating them and the secrets you're going to find out later on. Be careful. If you don't want no, remember, people mirror you. So it's not just about them being one particular sign. If you are in sync with them, in sync at any shape or form, I don't care if it's through YouTube. It's a part of your transit. It's not make-believe. You found them for a reason. It's no coincidence. It's no coincidence. It's no coincidence I'm depressed right now. You get what I'm saying? It's no coincidence that I'm trying to understand things of take notes. Like you, all of y'all here. It's no coincidence. You get what I'm saying? And we all have good in us, and we all have bad. We have all good, bad, ugly, and different. We all have this. But somebody said Virgos are hard to please, and that well may be true. But I know one thing: had my father, had he been in my life, had he was in my life from little, without the drugs, I mean, he would have been the awesomest dad ever. He's been dead now. This year makes 1 year. That's why I'm hurt right now that vinegar. Wash it again. Virgos like to go make it look like they're virgin, like they don't have sex and shit like that. They try to make themselves look like they don't do nothing. You hear me? Like, oh, this is happening to me. But yet you attract these types of people. And if you attract these types of people, that means that you carry this energy with you. It's no coincidence. If you carry somebody doing some wicked shit to you, remember, you invoked it. You invoked it. You can't say that it's a part of your transit. Remember, you invoked it. We all have transits that like I said, certain things are part of my past that still come back to remind me, have you learned this lesson? You're going to come back around in another 15, 20 years or however the universe puts you to the test. And if you're allowed to still see the day, it's to teach you that, does all this matter now? None of it's supposed to matter now. Once Virgo pass this and get to their spiritual nook and cranny, which is the polar opposite of Pisces. And them and Pisces do well together, ride or die, until Pisces call they shit out. And vice versa. What Pisces does to Virgo is, like if Virgo trying to, Pisces will call it out. Pisces will nickel and dime your ass too, because they'll be like, nigga, I know you after my motherfucking money, so don't think I don't know you after my, Pisces is smart. Don't believe the hype. Pisces is smart. And when I mean lucky, they're fucking lucky. They just don't believe in it because they try to be, what's the word? They try to be practical. Pisces is not a practical sign. Virgo's practical. It's so practical that it overanalyzes shit. Like sometimes they could clean, and they could clean so much that now you cleaned it so much you scratched up the shit off. Like when I wash walls, sometimes I could wash my Mars is in Virgo. Sometimes I can wash my walls so much that I'm peeling the paint and I gotta repaint it. when I didn't have to go so hard. I could have gave it a break. You know what I'm saying? But yet my damn floor is a mess because I'm like, I can always clean the damn floor, but I rather my walls and shit because that's how I breathe. I breathe, air sticks to all of that, but y'all are freaking beautiful too. Y'all can have this innocent look. I'm starting to see that all of us, different particular signs doing certain transits, shows you your negative sides. But when you see them kids fighting them adults right now, that's the Aquarius fighting the Taurus energy. That's Uranus and Taurus right now. Despite where the Mars is right now. Despite where Mars is, Mars right now is in Virgo. That's Taurus and Uranus energy. They're fighting for what they believe in until that both energies come to a mutual agreement. And later on in the future, even if I'm not around to see it, they're going to work out their differences of that. You get what I'm saying? While everything else is to teach us to keep moving forward and to keep taking notes. These are all the, all right. They're awesome financial holders. Like they can hold on to money very well. They'll spend your money, but they can hold on to money. They'll act like they don't need you, and it's still, like I said, them what's the name? They'll still expect to stay up in your crib and they'll try to put morals on you. That's why I don't do everybody's moralistic things like the Bible and shit like that. People try to put their moralistic stuff on me, and it's not just the Bible. It's all other books where people put their morals on you. And a lot of times we coming from a time of moral contradictory with our ancestors. And now it's about you reinventing yourself, and you don't need to follow anyone else's morals. But you'll come across people who's trying to tell you like this is the only way to get it done. And I leave them to that. You know what I'm saying? Go figure it out. Don't be mad at me because I found the way that worked for me, and you mad that you still was doing this and it didn't work for you. But you're gonna try and make people think it's okay, everything's all right. That's what God says. I'm going to do it because God says. It could be true. The words could be true. But it also could be me reinventing myself and making it work for me. But they'll try and put that on you because, like I said, the Dark Ages time when they was believing in God and having faith and stuff, they was forcing that shit on you. It's like, burn the witch, burn them damned in the hell and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They can either be manipulated to find out, like back then I can imagine how many people got hung for being witches and shit during the time of Pisces and shit, going back polar opposite, because when they're like that, and Virgo energy can get like that too, like you ain't gonna change my mind. Taurus get that like that too. Like I said, I can imagine right now, wherever the fights are, the arguments, all of that's going on in the universe with the energies. I know Taurus and Uranus is there, and it's happening. This is old time things of coming to surface of where people have to remedy. Illnesses is going to go away all of a sudden. I hope mines do. Your faith is going to be changed. We're about to see more things happen to us as people. Because remember, Taurus can be a bully and Aquarius can be a bully. It can be a dictatorship against your will. So we might have to go through the dictatorship first before we get to the nook and cranny of, all right, since we know dictatorship is not working, what next? That I don't like what you do, but I respect it, and you don't like what I do. What can you know? What I'm saying it's gonna come like that. The energies will work out over time, but you don't. But you just want it to be where I wish it was just. Let's just do what's right. And there is no right or wrong here. That's why I keep trying to make people understand. They'll try and tell you that this is the only way to get to God. Like, I'm coming across this because this is mirroring my fourth house. Chiron's there. They're trying to posse you up. And it may be good to have given me a healthy, thing. But I know better because my soul feel like, and I'm telling you, it's been here so long. And I'm like, y'all haven't caught up to me yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I know a lot of them haven't caught up, and there's a lot of us out here on YouTube who people haven't caught up to by they still looking for answers through everybody else's answer. When the answer is right clearly in front of you that led you up to who you are. I just wanted to give y'all a little juicy because I seen these people doing these videos, and I swear to you, I thought about it. I wanted to do what I hate about your sign because I got some evil stuff to say about Capricorn, wicked and evil. But then I can also equally say that shit about Sagittarius, Scorpio, Pisces, and all the other astrology signs that I can, you know what I'm saying? Because they probably mirrored me in some way, shape, or form. But at least I know their negativity. I know the energy's negativity. It's not the person particularly to say, because this body is a shell, and the battery is your soul. The spirit is what picks you up in the morning. And if they all ain't all aligned correctly, you're gonna do a lot of shit and run the I ain't perfect card on motherfuckers. And I don't care about none of that. I don't care about perfection, only when it comes to my work. But I do care that I hurt other people, and I don't like to hurt other people. But if they hurt me, they get it. Ain't gonna be no justification. When they tell you that vengeance is God, don't run that bullshit on me. The universe pushes people to do certain things, so a motherfucker know, nigga, vengeance is mine right now. It ain't my father's. My father, and thy will be done, nigga. You playing with me, I'ma will your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, it can't be all the universe. Because we ain't all here to be helpless. We're not here. Some of us is here to learn the fighter in them that they didn't know they can defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? So when people run certain things, like I said that's them trying to put other people's moralistic stuff on me. We take a little bit of other people's morals. I'm doing astrology. It's other people's ideology of things. But I don't make it my holy grail. I'm just giving you archetypal energy. Straight up. Straight crack. No cap. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. Some people come on this YouTube thing with their videos, and they be wearing charms to draw y'all to their page. Y'all don't even know that a lot of other astrologers know that. You know, but it's true. They'll wear certain things when they go on live, and next thing you know, you don't even know why you like that person. You just drawn to their page. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to learn that through your part of life, that nothing has no power over you unless you believe it. You give your power away until you realize you have the power to take it back. You know what I'm saying? You have the power to take it back. How much they used, is different. Only Allahu Wana, only God knows, But all the same, we are here to help each other, but you can't never help no one until you help yourself. Never give away your blessings. You give your blessings away, you're going to come across ungrateful people. You calling them ungrateful, but you wasn't supposed to give your blessing away. Even if they feel they're supposed to get your blessing, because they'll try and run that shit on you like, oh, you're supposed to share. Mm-hmm. Niggas, be careful of who you share with. Because once you get to that threshold and you realize you're pulling everybody in for the ride, would they have done that for you? I'm trying to show y'all something really serious. You come across people who would be mad that you kept something for yourself a secret, but when they do it, it's different. I'm just telling you how double-sided energy works. That's mutable energy. That's Virgo energy. They'll be mad that you out there trying to be your own personal success. But when they doing it, it's different. It's like, oh, I was busy going in my head. They do this. You know what I'm saying? And they could get jealous. They'll act like they're not. Believe me, babe, they playing that card. They playing it to the T. They trying to find out what you do, how you do it, when you do it, why you ain't let them know. They not letting you know that either, because they busy doing what they do. They'll, like I said, they're very calculative energy. But somebody like me sees through it. And I'm telling you, I do. I don't play along. I call it out. I'm going to call it out. I'm not going to entertain it. Because I don't want to always have to feel something to understand you. I can understand you and clearly don't have to play the part. You know, some people that just play along. No, because sometimes people are booby trap your ass and you caught up in their bullshit. This is how we have people, how we have relationships we know we shouldn't be in, we get swarmed up in. And that's what happens with a lot of Mercury energy. Okay, they'll be in relationships they clearly don't want to be in. They'll know the person's nice, but they really didn't want to be there. So they make it the best of it, but they'll feel like, oh, it's the lesser evil. You know what I'm saying? They'll do that. They'll act like, oh, I'll stay with this person. It's the lesser evil. Best believe. Whatever is yours in their relationship, They'll make you think. If you're a strong person, they know they can't try you in that way. Or they'll buy their time to see how, and we're talking only the other ones, of how, like, they understand patience. Them, Taurus, Scorpio, Capricorn, Aries. Aries don't understand patience. Aquarius don't understand patience. They understand a little bit, you know what I'm saying? My moon don't understand patience because sometimes when I see somebody I want, my brain be like, go get them. But then my body be like, do I really need to play around with this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? And I be like, nah, I don't want to play with this person. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not worth my time. But they can be very good friends. But would I say, are they the friends you depend on? They can be faithful. They pick and choose to be faithful. And that's after, like I said, after they done shed the running around of being Mercury. After that, it's like after they shed, because they could be so faithful. They can watch you go to your deathbed and come visit you every single day. Like they can be like that. That's when they let go of the world. They let go of the judgment. They let go of the negative voices in their head. Once they let all of that go, they let go of the sexual lust that they have deep down. Oh, and what's the name? Said the lady Superhead was a Virgo. I don't know how true it is. I didn't look it up. Rabina said she was. I didn't look it up. I usually look shit up like that, but I'm not in my best right now, and at least I'm honest about it. She said Virgo Superhead was a Virgo, and it's somebody else who's a negative side of what's the name. And anything else that y'all would like to share, please feel free to let me know that I didn't experience. And there's a lot of other things I can't talk about right now. But as you see, I wanted to read from the paper and stuff. But please share. I'm trying to build my page, but I'm doing it slowly but surely because certain things just keep falling in on me and I have to address it. You know what I'm saying? If my health requires me to lay down, I'm going to do something. If it's going to take me, to lay down for the next few months, till I get back my mental health, I'm going to show y'all along the journey what I'm actually going through, but I'm not willing to share it and disclose it right now. But my friends I have some good fucking friends, and that's Mercury. Mercury has been helping me. The Gemini Mercury, you know what I'm saying? They, like I said, they're the biggest cheerleaders. They're the biggest supporters. And I just want that energy, that same energy to do for themselves. If they can go so gung-ho about when they're down and stuff. And I said, look, I'm down now, but your ass be down too, and you be doing worse than me. They be like, I know. You know what I'm saying? They be doing it. So, and at the same time, I am very appreciative of them. I thank God for Virgos. I thank God for Geminis. I thank God for Capricorns. I thank God for Aquarius. I thank the gods. I believe that they all of us, together, as long as we let go of our differences, I think being human comes with jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Being human comes with being an animal. All of that comes with both. Because if an animal see what you want and it's still hungry, it wants what you got. You know what I'm saying? So it's both. It's a beautiful thing. And when you try to analyze it and boil it down to one thing, it tends to turn to something else. That's why I did a video not too long ago. I said, what we see in time right now, let's just say somebody got killed, got shot for robbing a store. And the person says, well, that's a person who never did nothing a day in his life, and this is his first offense. And haven't said that. But still doesn't make it right. Nobody deserves to die. Nobody deserves it, but yet we have death. We are creatures that live and let live. When people claim, oh, being vegan is the best, fruit die. Fruit is alive. You pluck a fruit, it's alive. You eating it. No different. It has life. But you justify its life. I see it as just that. it's still a life. So in this life, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. And I don't think the creators will even say any of the things that we thought that was important as far as what is wrong and what is right. The creator's going to say it doesn't matter. All the creator's going to say is, what have you done to help the universe? The creator might say, all the creators might say, all right, that person raped children, but he ran into a burning building and saved some people. You know what I'm saying? He or she, whoever they were. Like, while we put in this mere share thing, thank God we only just know experiences, because experiences is the best teacher. I tell anybody that in a heartbeat. Experience is the best teacher. Even those who get out there and do drugs and stuff like that, experience is the best teacher. It's the best teacher. Okay, y'all, I'm done. I wanted to drop something else. I'll do the Capricorn later. But I do have to be consistent with the YouTube vids, but I just don't want it. Oh, they can also blame you for why they did something stupid. Oh, yes, they're good for that. They'll be like, I did this because you did that. So I'm responsible for you going out there, getting a train ran on your ass because of XYZ, and then you'll have the other energy in support of it to run that manipulate. Don't let nobody run that. You have options. People do what they want to do. Yes, sometimes circumstances push us in certain things, but yet we still know what's right and wrong because you know that feeling. Now, if you're just fearless in life, you come back here to be fearless, everything has a cause and effect. But don't blame others. Have a condescending attitude, like they'll belittle you. They'll be like, look at your fat ass. Nobody told you to eat them cookies. Like if you're in a relationship and let's just say now they're fed up in their household, they're feeling hypochondriac, stuffed and, like sometimes I feel like a hypochondriac, but I open my window. You know what I'm saying? I think both Mercury do that. Both Mercury, I believe Gemini has the same issue too of feeling hypochondriac, but yet they'll stay their ass in the house all goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So when on the other side, like they can go through being a hypochondriac, like both of them. One will be afraid because I had this before. When I had my daughter after being in the hospital all that while giving birth to my daughter for the whole 8 months, I was afraid to come outside. So I understand how they feel. But at the same time, what they bring to us is reminding us to, all right, you thought about what happened. Keep moving. Okay, I'm going through something right now. Keep moving. That's what they bring to us. Like they try to help create healthy routines. They try. It ain't to say they do it. It ain't to say the healthy sign. Don't believe that because they rule health that they healthy. A lot of motherfuckers is burning. And I'm talking about they got every fucking topical, external and internal shit going on with them. And you know what I'm saying? But they try to be the best and show good faith and be humorous, in everything. My father was one. You know what I'm saying? So y'all are awesome in that. Y'all reminded to keep the faith, even when you don't have any. They'll pretend they have the faith until, because they're good at them, and Pisces and Aquarius and Leo and Taurus are good at faking it till you make it. They are awesome at that. And that's what I admire about Virgo and those other signs. That, yes, I may be down, but I'm going to use your ass to pick me up. I'm going to use your ass to my advantage till I get back up and I help you up. And that's if you deserve my help, nigga. If not, you were supposed to take care of me because you supposed to. But yeah, my dad was something else. Boy, I was telling you. That nigga would run his kitchen like a drill sergeant. His woman, Pisces son was his woman. He called it, his famous, they never in a relationship. According to them, they never in a relationship, but in a relationship. Because why they never in a relationship? Because they was forced by circumstances, but they're in it. You understand? They happen to be in a relationship because of circumstance putting them in it, but yet they don't want to be in it, but yet they smothered by it. And yet, you know what I'm saying? The victim card, But at the same time, they understand it could be worse somewhere else. But yet they, like I said, he ran his house like the drill. Like he wanted his dishes washed from his woman. If she ain't wash them, he'd be like, however they fight and start getting through their stuff. Like it was hilarious to know that they do this shit. Because you wouldn't think it because they carry this demeanor that they don't want you to see. So people are people. Humans are humans. And animals, animals. And I am all combination. But one thing I could say that they bring to this world is consistency of, because mind you, their consistency is not years of consistency. They're Mercury. They're like Gemini. They do some, stop some because it overworks their nerves. They're gonna have to take a break and rewind. It works on me. I'm a Capricorn, Scorp Sag rising, so I multitask. When I'm overworked even though I'm a Capricorn sun, I work through it because if it wasn't for my goal, I would have been burnt out by my Mars and Virgo, because Virgo and Mars is really only analyze what it understands and familiar with. They could spend years of reading a TV, a booklet on how to repair TV, and they may well understand it, and they could argue with you that what they know, and they could know. Now you put that TV in front of them. Do you think that they know how to fix that TV? They could tell you, but they don't really know the other things apart that's missing from it. They can just tell you the details about it. And Gemini does the same thing. Gemini tells us details, but the fun part of the details. You know what I'm saying? There's different parts of details. Like I will pick up, Jack and Jill had a hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. They're going to tell you, well, Jack and Jill was going up the fucking hill to get water. Somebody else might say, no, they went up the hill just to fucking break their crown, and that's what happened. They give you the detail, like they canceled all the middle out. But that's the beauty of Mercury. They can take things, bend it, twist it, shape it any way you want. And if you ain't careful, they can pull your ass in like I'm all. But anyway, enough chatty goss. And this was an hour and change. I might just end this and do this over. Later, you guys. An hour and change debater. Oh my God.